Letitia, you had the perfect pedigree to be a trainer. Your grandfather was a jockey, and of course your father was the legendary trainer Douglas Dragon.
Yes. My uncle as well was a jockey. Yeah, he won the first Gold Cup here in Singapore, that's Chris Dragon. But he died when he was very young, 21 years old in a road accident.
So obviously you've been around horses for a long time and from a very young age.
Yes, I have. It's always been my passion to be with horses. When I was young, I used to follow my dad to the tracks, and even when he was a B trainer to KR Daniels, and when he got his trainer's license, I used to follow him to Malaysia. I remember from the hotel room just at the Equatorial Coast, they faced the turf club, you know, the KL turf club. So I used to borrow his binoculars during the race there, just watch him, you know. Yeah.
So you must have a lot of fond memories about growing up in that racing family, in that stable environment?
Yes, I did actually. I still do, yeah.
And of course you took a very different path getting into racing because in a previous life you were an airline student.
Yes, I did. Actually, I was flying for 11 years. It was always my intention to be with the horses eventually, you know. But at that point of time, racing in Asia seemed a bit unacceptable to women. So I felt that maybe just a couple of years down the road would probably be a good time. So I used it as an opportunity to see the world. When I flew to different countries, I went to the tracks there, had a look at how racing was like, their horses, you know. And I knew that eventually there'll be a day that I'll be back here.
So you started in the stables back in 2004?
Yes, I did.
And you started out as an assistant trainer?
Yeah, I started out as an assistant trainer, not really at 2004. I used the next couple of years to gain a bit of experience and knowledge first, learned as much as I could from my dad. In 2007, I decided to take a trip to the Gold Coast. I went to Gold Coast Train Tech 2000 and I did a course in thoroughbred trainer. I was doing my internship with Gillian Heinrich and Mark Sims as well. So I did a work come study course at the same time.
Must have been a great learning curve for you with someone like Gillian, who's had a lot of success in Australia.
Yeah, she's been very instrumental in my growth as well because she taught me, you know, you just got to go and get what you want, you know. I said in Asia it's a little bit difficult for women, and she said to me, she said, don't worry about it. So I'm a woman as well here in Australia, and I did my best, and you know, you just have to go there, just go forward, look straight ahead, and don't ever look back.
You still talk to Gillian from time to time and get advice from her?
Yeah, I do, because I see her sometimes at the Magic Million sales and all back in the Gold Coast. Yeah, so I do keep in touch with her.
And what about someone like Gay Waterhouse? She must be a great inspiration for a female trainer like yourself too, I guess.
Yes, definitely. I haven't had the opportunity to meet her yet, but hopefully in time I'll get a chance to meet her.
2008 you became assistant to your father and you took over the stable when he retired at the end of 2011.
That's right.
Was that nerve-wracking for you being the first female trainer and the only female trainer to date in Singapore?
Not really, because actually I think it was nerve-wracking when I first joined because I was a bit unacceptable in society because everybody's a boy here, everybody a man here. And what happened is, like, after a year or two, everybody got used to me and I just become like one of the boys. So it was just a natural course of progression that I just took over my father's license when he retired.
Was it hard to step into those shoes? I mean, he was highly successful and obviously had a lot of owners, but obviously you were fairly hands-on in the stable most of that time. But was it a difficult transition to take the reins?
Not really. My father was a good master and a good teacher, because what he did was, in my last 6 months of working with him, or actually maybe more than that, maybe in the last year working with him, he actually gave me the reins to actually run the show, you know, and give me a hands-on opportunity to run the business and management the staff and even the owners and all. So pretty much I was just very nicely slid into the next position.
Well, it didn't take you long to hit the ground running. With only your second ever runner, you had a winner with Chiaya.
That's right. I was just lucky, I suppose.
That must have been a huge thrill though, second start, and there you are up in the dais with a winner.
Yes. It was a dream beginning. I think I had about 6 or 7 runners that day. And my first runner I had big hopes on, and he's a runner that's running today as well, Arrow to Post. He ran second. He just a bit slow out of the barrier, and that was my first race start. The next race, actually, then was Chiaya, and I had a good winner with him.
You must have been very thrilled and proud having Mum and Dad there to see you have your first winner. That's been a great thrill for you.
Yeah, definitely. Dad was over the moon about it, and so was Mum, you know. It was a surprise win for everybody because particularly Chiaya is a horse that thrives on the poly track, and that day I decided, I said, let's try something different with him, you know. I said, I give him a bit of a rest and freshen up, and, you know, it was working well, so I said, let's try him over the 14 over the turf, you know. And, well, it seemed good for me.
Well, the winners kept coming consistent from there, and in 2012 you settled up the Magic Millions Juvenile Champ in Rising Empire.
Yes, that's right.
Trying very hard to run it down there is Holy Empire, then Super Good on the inside, and here's Rising Empire who's coming with a strong run. It's Super Kenny who led. Rising Empire pit stop getting out as well with Holy Empire and Super Good coming through. Rising Empire and also Holy Empire, they're going to fight the race out here. It's Rising Empire just in front, and he wins the Magic Millions.
Not long after that, a Group 1 runner international, Imperfect Pins. Obviously everything was falling into place for you.
Yeah, slowly but surely it was falling into place. But like in any bit of racing, you know, or anything that we do, there are a lot of ups and downs. So it was working out slowly and surely for me good.
You've got quite a big team in work here. Tell us about your setup over here at Kranji.
About 40 horses that work in Kranji. I have like a little bit of a barn system where we work in. Half the stalls are air-conditioned, half non-air-conditioned. And over at my yard, I've got a treadmill and a walker. So, and a little paddock area at the back there. So I've got a little nice, like, small little village of my own there.
And away from the track, what does Letitia Dragon do to let down or relax?
Well, recently I've just picked up golf back again. I used to play badly before, 10 years back, and now I thought this year my resolution is I'll pick up a sport, and I said I'll pick up golf back again, and so far since January until now I've been enjoying it very much.
And what about the future for you? You're getting a lot of success. We see you training winners all the time now. What are the future goals for you in the short term?
Well, I'll just bowl along and do as best as I can. Hopefully with a bit of support from the owners and all, I'll have a nice horse to train again, and hopefully make it to some group wins.
And with such a strong stable, there must be one or two we could keep an eye out for in the future?
I actually kind of like a horse that ran second for me on last Friday, a horse called King Racer. It's just a really nice horse in terms of conformation, attitude and everything, you know. And I just kind of, he's like my pet, and I think he really shows good potential. So I think he's one to keep out look for.